Hey, this is Dan. Welcome back to Mastering Collectify. Today we're talking about ERC404, the new token standard which blends qualities of ERC20 and ERC721 to create a unique type of NFT experience. I'm going to just jump right in and get started making a project with some assets I prepared earlier. First things first, you do need to sort out your metadata. The metadata for this type is actually very similar to any standard ERC721 metadata. If you aren't sure about that, go look at our guides on how to create that stuff for yourself. You need to pull the metadata URL so I can bring it into the information sheet. So once I've grabbed the metadata URL, I'm going to go and pop it in here. And then we need to do the rest of the contract creation sheet. This contract creation sheet is actually much more like an ERC20 contract creation sheet. We obviously need to give it a name and we need to give it a symbol. And both the NFT and the token that you create will have the same name and symbol. However, it will operate individually as both a coin and a token. Now, that sounds confusing, and I'm going to demonstrate to you exactly how that operates. I've only made 5 metadata entries, so I'm going to just do a max supply of 5. I'm the only one who's going to be minting this, so I'm going to do a max of 5. Now, one of the first things you think about here is the ratio. Now, what this means is that you can define how many of the token one of the NFTs is worth. So, for example, if I set it to 100, if you mint one NFT from this collection, once you mint that NFT, you will also simultaneously have 100 of the tokens in your wallet. I'm going to show you this with one example in my wallet already from the test project I did. Here we can see there are 200 of this token in my token wallet. Okay. Now, this is because I minted 2 of the NFTs. I can send any number of these tokens. I could send 40. Then I would have 160. However, because I have a ratio of 100 for 1, if I go beneath the threshold, I lose access to the NFT corresponding. What happens in the background is that the NFT is actually burnt and then reminted. So what happens is each time you send the tokens, if you send in increments of 100, that's the same as transferring the NFT, but you get a reroll basically. What it does is it goes to the metadata, it fetches a fresh one that is not currently allocated. If there are none allocated, yours has gone back to the pool, you might end up just getting the same one back. It just creates a interesting dynamic. This also means that as long as there's an LP in the pool, if you set up such a thing, there's always liquidity for the NFTs. I'm going to just finish creating the contract. So I've created 100 to 1. So when you mint one of these 5 NFTs, you get 100. This means that the ERC20 side has a total supply of 500. I'm going to set a 0 transaction tax royalties and referral rewards just to keep things simple. These allow you to create multiple different potential revenue streams for your project. I'm going to keep this on ETH. You can actually define it as any ERC20 token, including ones that you make with Collectify. And of course, time zone of things, that's all related to when you have your release. Okay, so I'm going to just set up a public mint and then we'll go ahead and create the contract. And finally, I'm going to just add a collection logo and a little bit of an introduction. I've gone with this tarot theme because it's a bit of a mystery as to what you're going to pull, what you're going to get, and it allows you to re-roll and try your chance. So the contract is deployed and we can go to the dashboard. Okay, so as ever, we can't change any of these things. What we can do is we can update whitelists and general information. The earnings page is for where you can withdraw various things such as royalties and transaction taxes. Collectify only takes 2% of anything that you create like this. And then I'm just going to create a little bit of a theme and some color. Now we're going to jump right in and we're going to do some minting. So I could mint 5, but actually I want to demonstrate how this works a little bit. So I'm going to mint 3. You can see here I've claimed IDs 1, 2, and 3 from the NFT pool and it's submit. So first thing first, I'm going to copy the contract here. And what I want to do is I want to add it to my wallet so I can see what's going on. So adding the contract address, we can actually see the token symbol we defined before and the decimal number that we defined before are automatically populated. And we have 300 of this TRT token corresponds with these NFTs. Now, I find that the built-in NFT thing on this is not particularly responsive, so I'm actually just going to jump straight over to OpenSea, as I think it's a UI that everyone's familiar with. And here we can see in my portfolio right away, I've got 3 NFTs. So there you have it. That's the basic premise of this. So I have 300 tokens. Each one is 100 for the different NFT that I have. I can't mint any more because I minted out my allowance on this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to send one of these to another wallet. But the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do it by sending the token. So I'm going to send 100. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send 100 to this other wallet. And now that's been confirmed. If I refresh my OpenSea portfolio, we can see now that I only have 2. If I go to the collection, staying within OpenSea here, you can see that still there are 3 in existence. This is a different one though. It was a different artwork before, right? Now, this one is owned by me. This one, however, is owned by BDE01F, which is actually the address of the wallet that I sent tokens to. So you see it sent them the tokens, and then it also adjusted the NFT, updated, and it pulled a different metadata. It pulled ID number 4. ID number 1 is now returned to the metadata pool and could be pulled by anyone else now. For example, going to mint another one from this collection, you may pull that until we have 100% minted out. After that point, people transferring and sending tokens will send the NFT and it will replace itself unless people happen to be sending them at the same time. I hope that makes sense. We think it's an interesting minting mechanism, and we think it opens up a few unique ideas for projects. It can be blended with our blind box tool. Math Wallet are currently running a giveaway with Mathverse and their new base Shogun meme coin. This blind box edition is especially interesting because what it does is it adds a burn mechanic to it. So if you get this golden samurai helmet, you can burn the NFT for 7,500 math. But at the same time, it's also worth whatever people deem the NFT to be worth, and it's also worth the total sum value of the tokens that make up the NFT. What this 404 approach does is it allows you to create different avenues of liquidity. Now, like the easiest way I can explain that is you can buy and sell this NFT as is on OpenSea. I could make an offer right now. When the NFT is sold, the corresponding tokens will go with it. Equally, you can do things like create liquidity pools for the tokens and then create a different side too. As people start experimenting with this tool more, we might find new avenues for creating new liquidity systems for NFT projects. And before I finish, I just want to mention the wallet tool, which is connected to 404. It's not widely available just yet, but what this tool will allow you to do when it's fully released is create a wallet for your projects that people have access to, which will allow them to internally and more easily understand how the token transference thing works. I'm gonna just create a very quick example here. The wallet will allow you to create secure links to exchanges and NFT marketplaces. You can, of course, do the standard customization things. And then if we go to the wallet here, because I've connected with it with my wallet with the 2 token, we can see this here. This would update eventually. It takes up to 24 hours. And since I've only just created, that won't work. Often it takes about 20 minutes, but you would see the specific NFTs you have here. And then of course, from here, you can very easily just do a transference. It's more of an in-browser way of doing it than the browser extension style you might find with MetaMask or Math Wallet or whichever your preferred wallet provider is. Okay, so with that, I'll leave the building to you. Good luck building your 404 projects. If you come up with anything exciting, please share it with us. We'd love to find out what you're getting up to. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.